Hello all, welcome back to Methy Man the Fortress channel. Today we are going to do our first tier list. Being that Shimmering Skies is coming out very soon, let's go back to the past and go through each set one by one and then do a whole total of all the sets that have come out and see where I personally place all the cards in the tier list. Now, one card is going to automatically definitely be in the S tier because of the Shimmering Skies that's coming out. So please bear with me with that one. I know everyone's going to be like, why do you have that card at S tier? I can explain. Our first card up right now is A Whole New World. It's 5 cost, not inkable. It's a song, and each player discards their hand and then draws 7 cards. That's not bad if you want to try to control the game a little bit. But at this point in time, like, this is the first chapter only. We're not talking about any other sets that could do a combo with this card and stuff like that. But being that it's not inkable and things like that, I'm gonna have to drop this guy down to a C tier. Like, I could put him in D tier, I could, but the whole value of him later on in the game of that card will be better. So I'm gonna put him right now on a C tier. All right, next up we have Aladdin, which is a 2 cost, inkable, 2/1. He has 2 lore. So like that right there, the whole point of the game, guys, is to obtain lore and win the game. A lot of people just want to be there and I'm going to attack your characters and you're not going to gain any lore. And listen, if he quests once, I get 2 lore for that. So just because of that, and he's like a second turn character, I'm going to have to throw him up in A. I know. Yeah, I know. I put him in A. That's a little crazy, but it is what it is. This is my tier list. You can have a different tier list if you wish, but right now this is how I see this card's value. My tier list to me is the value of the card being put in any other deck. So I could see this card being put in a full steel deck, a steel amethyst, steel amber, steel emerald, steel ruby. You get me? I could see this one card being put into a lot of things. Now his defense being like 1 and stuff like that, that's why I'm only going to put him in A, maybe even B tier, but I'm going to keep him in A for now. All right, next up we have the Beast, and whenever he comes into play, he banishes a chosen item. He is inkable, but he's a 5 cost and he's 4 attack and 4 defense. Now, I'm up against the wall with this one because although he is inkable, I'm gonna have to put him in B. I'm gonna have to put him in B because that 5 cost just to break an item is personally, I don't think, worth it, especially with a card that's coming out a card that's in this set also that's cheaper. And I think it's the next 2 cards up. You'll see. Oh, sorry. All right, next up we have Beast's Mirror, which is a 2 cost. It can be put into the ink, and it's an item card. And when you exert it and pay 3, if you have no cards in your hand, you can draw a card. Now, it having a stipulation like that, not like saying that you have to have no cards in your hand, that's gonna have to go down to a C tier for me. We'll have to bring that down to a C tier because although it's inkable, I have to personally have no cards in my hand to draw 1 card after I paid 3 ink. So if I have 4 ink on the field and I pay 3 ink and tap this card, draw a card, and let's say I get a good character or a good card that's like 2 ink, I can't play it now. So not a fan of this card. Moving on. This is the card I was talking about. Break. It's an action card and banish chosen item. It does exactly what Beast does. For 3 less ink, it's also inkable, and just because of that, that's the reason why Beast goes down. Like, Beast goes down to B, and that's me being generous. I think I should bring him down to probably C, because of his cost and everything. But being that there are crazy cards out there right now, this item breaker card is pretty good. I'm gonna put it up to A tier. I'm gonna put it into A tier. If you have a problem, you know, let me know in the comments. Let me know why I shouldn't have these cards where I have them. All right, next up we have our Captain Hook, and this Captain Hook is a 4 cost, not inkable. He is a 3 attack, 4 defense, 1 lore, but when he comes into play, you can return fire the cannons from your discard pile into your hand. It is a good card. It deals 2 damage. It costs only 1. It's a decent card, but for him not being inkable, I personally have a little gripe with non-inkable cards. Let me just move this up a little bit. There you go. I personally have a little gripe with non-inkable cards, because I was playing a game one time and I was up like a double digit and the person had 0 and they came back and won the game. So I have a personal little mini gripe with non-inkable cards, so I will throw him down to C, because his ability is okay. Like, it's not the best. Like, again, it's a very niche card. It's a very niche item, so I'm throwing him down to C. All right, next up, we have another Captain Hook, which has Challenger 2, and he's a 1 ink cost. He's inkable, so therefore he'll be a 3/2 with 1 lore. I like that. I like that. It's not a better Captain Hook, but he comes into play. You use him like once, maybe twice if you're lucky. But him being able to be a first play, to me, I should bring him to at least B tier. I think I'm gonna bring him at least to B tier. Let's just gotta find that Captain Hook now. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? There you are. Take him and put him onto B tier. I'm gonna put him on B tier because even though he's inkable first turn, he's a little squishy. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he moves on later on in the further of our videos. All right, next up we have another Captain Hook. We have a lot of Captain Hooks in this deck, and I forgot. But this Captain Hook, although he is not inkable, I just gave that whole spiel about him not being inkable, he has a shift ability of 3. Now, a shift ability makes your character's ink automatically dry. So he comes in ready to go, ready to collect lore, ready to attack or do whatever you wish. He has a Challenger +3, so therefore he's a 5/5 when challenging. And creatures with 3 or less costs cannot challenge this character. So it's almost like evasive, except a niche of this cost character and below cannot attack me. I think that's a really good ability, but at 5 in the beginning, you could kind of get him out in 3rd turn. I think I'm gonna have to change it up, because I had an image before and I had it at A. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think he belongs in B. I had him in A yesterday because I did this list on stream yesterday just to see how I would like it. It went pretty well. Found out that some of the cards I had in here was from a different set. Yeah. So let's continue. Now we have Cerberus, which is a 5 cost. He is inkable. He's a 5/6 and 1 lore. That's it. That's all he does. That's it. He's just there. Like, will I use him for ink? Not really. So, I'm sorry, buddy, but he has to be thrown down to C. I'll see you later, buddy. I'm sorry. It wasn't like I don't even see people play this card. Like, he has no ability. He's just Cerberus. Like, he should at least challenge twice or 3 times or something, because, you know, he's Cerberus. He has 3 heads, you know. They didn't even try to use this card in any shape, way, or form. Like, they didn't benefit from it. Or at least, like, it's an even dog. He could have been 5 all across or 6 all across, or I don't know. Failed card here. I'm not a fan of this one. Failed. I think it's a failed card. Next up we have is our Donald Duck Musketeer. Now, the Musketeer cards are all great, but you are now forcing me to make a Steel Amber deck, because the Goofy Musketeer is in Amber, and they all work together. This Donald Duck comes in 4 ink cost. He's inkable. 2/5. He has the bodyguard ability, and any other Musketeer has now evasive. How many Musketeers are there? 2 other cards. No. Not worth it. Not worth it. So I'm gonna have to take this Donald right here and throw him down with all the other Musketeers. So we could just actually no, I'm not gonna do that right now, but take him and throw him down to C. Like, he's inkable, cool. He has bodyguard ability, sure, but for you to force my hand into making a specific deck, like, oh, you need to have Musketeers in your deck in order to get the full benefit of this card. I'm not with it. Now, here we are. I'll fire the cannon card, which is dealing 2 damage to any character. I love this card. I personally love this card. This card has come in handy a lot for me. It has saved me a couple of times. So I'm going to throw him up to A for my personal reasons, because I love this card. I can see how this card could be put into any deck, because think about it. Someone's like, first play, he's a 1 cost. I don't even care if it's not inkable. It costs 1 ink. Card gone. Poof. Destroyed. Next. Oops, sorry. Next. Frying pan. Okay, how do I say this in a nice way? Frying pan. It's an item. 2 ink cost. It's inkable. When you banish this item, so I have to first play this item, and then I banish the item. I could never use it again. And when I banish this item, chosen character for 1 until their next turn cannot challenge. It can't. That's it. It doesn't stop it from questing. It just stops it from challenging. Ladies and gentlemen, children of jury, we have our first D card. I personally think this is a D card. I don't see the value of this card. Where is the card? Look, it's trying to hide from me. It's like, don't put me there. Don't put me there. There you are. Yeah. You belong in the D file, buddy. You are not the best card. You are a very niche card. This card is, I don't even know why they did this card. Like, I don't know why they did this card. Like, maybe if you exerted it, cool. But for you to, like, straight out banish it, goodbye, no more. No, not worth it. For that, I just put it in my ink. And for that, I could put some other cards in there. No. First D. There you go. Frying pan. In the pan. Next up, we got Gantu, who is a 8 cost, inkable, 6/6, 2 lore, and characters with cost of 2 or less cannot challenge any of your characters. Any of your characters. I should put him in D. I should, but being that he's inkable and that he kind of has that ability that, like, no one below him can, like, attack any of your characters, like, since it's kind of like almost a mini global effect, I'm gonna put him into C. I personally don't see him being used in the deck, so I'm just being generous here. Moving on. I have nothing more to talk about that card. That's why. Moving on, we're going to take Goons, which, again, first play card, 2/2. I'm sorry, first play cards for me automatically get a plus. Like, they have to go up there. Like, I know he's squishy. I get it. I know he's squishy. But if I get that one lore in the second turn, I'm already winning. Now you have to attack this card and not gain your lore. You get me? So, yeah. I'll put him up to A. Next up, we have Grab Your Sword, which is a 5 cost, not inkable, but deals 2 damage to all opposing characters. Now, it's being a global effect, it affects ward. So if your character has ward, it hits him too because it's a global effect. It's everyone gets it. It's not targeted. So because of that, I'm gonna have to put it into about a do I put it in B tier or do I put it in C tier, guys? I think I'm personally going to put it. Oh, I'm like kind of stuck right now because I like it. I like it for its ability. I like it for its global. You know what? Let's bring him up to B. Let's bring him up to B. Let's be nice. Let's be a little generous. Let's be nice. Because I can see this card being used later on in the future. Like, there's a lot of cards that this can help with. Because you play this card, right? And then you shift with you shift with Morph and you get Prince Philip. Prince Philip banishes all cards on the opponent's side with damage. So I think that's pretty good. So that's why I'm going to put this as a B tier. Next up, sorry, my favorite. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna take this card right now. I'm just gonna take him and put him right where he belongs. And we'll tell you why. Yeah, that's right. He's S tier because this card comes in. He's inkable, 4 costing, 3/3, 2 lore, and when he quests, he deals 1 damage to chosen opponent character. He can ping people while he's questing. He could attack while questing. And later on, with the Shimmering Skies coming out, this is going to be even better probably, because I could just summon more Hans. Alright, moving on, because I could sit here and talk about Hans all day and how he's saved my butt multiple times. Next up, we have Hercules. He is a 3 cost, inkable, 3 across the board actually. He has the bodyguard ability, and that's it. And he has 1 lore, and that's it. Like, he has the bodyguard ability. He's 3. It's not. I like that he's a 3 cost. I like that I could summon him on the 3rd turn with the bodyguard ability, especially with the goons if on the field or something else on the field. But would I put Hans over him? I mean, like, no, so I could play him and then play Hans next turn. I'm gonna give him a B. Because he has the same ability as like Donald Duck, but he costs 1 less, and he doesn't have another function. Like, he's just this and this. That's it. He doesn't have another function that is needed for another card. He can help protect cards, quest, and do whatever is need be. So I will put him into the B tier. Next up, we have Kristoff. Kristoff also, I believe, is, I know it's going to sound crazy. I'm going to put him in the A tier because he costs 3. He's 3 across the board. He's inkable, and he has 2 lore. Like, so I come out, Goons. Right, I play Goons. Right, I put an ink down, play Goons. Then second turn comes, they play a character. I could either do Blast a Cannon or play Aladdin, right? Because Aladdin has also 2 lore. Right? Boom, play Aladdin. 3rd turn comes. Now I play Kristoff. That's next turn comes, that's like 5 lore already I've gained. So that's why I'm putting Kristoff in A. Next up we have Kronk, which is 6 all across the board. All the Kronks are just big clunky guys. Like, at least he has 2 lore. I would have liked him more if he had 3 lore. But because he has that, I'm going to throw him down here next to Gantu. Just 2 big guys sitting there chatting it up because there's nothing else that they're used for. Let the storm rage on. Even though it is not inkable, it's only 3 cost. You can deal 2 damage to a character and draw a card. This has huge replayability. This card I've seen still in a lot of decks, but being that it's not inkable, I'm going to be a little harsh and put it on B. If it was inkable, I would put it in A. But since unfortunately it's not inkable, I'm going to put it in B. Next up, we have our Lilo. A nice little strong banger. 3/4/2. She has the ink. She could be inkable. She has 2 lore. If you don't have Kristoff and you have her, bring her, because she has a 4 attack. Even though she has 2 defense, she has a 4 attack. So she could attack decent characters on 3rd turn. I'm going to have to put her to A because she also has 2 lore on top of that. On top of that, she could get her 2 lore, or she could, oh, no, sweet, you're down here, thank you. You can use her as however you see fit. You can use her to gain your 2 lore real quick, or you can use her to destroy a character if need be. Or when she's questing, like the 4 attack is going to kind of be a little intimidating for anybody. Next up, we have a big boy Maui, 8 all across, and he's inkable. Alright, okay. But he also has 3 lore, and that's what I think personally makes him a little bit better. So I'm gonna have to put him in B. Like, if Gantu and Kronk actually had like 3 lore each, I would probably move them to B or A tier. I'll probably move Gantu to A tier if he had 3, and I would move Kronk to maybe B tier, depending. I'm not too sure. Like, I haven't seen these cards used a lot in tournaments and things like that. At this point in time, we have our Mickey Mouse, the Musketeer. Again, this is the 2nd Musketeer that I told you. He comes in with Bodyguard. He's a 6 he's 6 cost. He's inkable. He's a 2/7. He has the Bodyguard ability. He has 2 lore, and all Musketeers gain +1 attack. I need to have a specific Musketeer card in order to get the full benefit out. You're going down to C, buddy. I'm sorry, we're not even going to talk about it anymore. And if you guys think I've done something wrong, again, shoot me a comment and I'll gladly love to talk about it. And then right here we have our Musketeer Tabard, which is whenever one of your characters with Bodyguard is banished, you may draw a card. Now, I don't know about you, but again, I do not want my hand to be forced into playing a card I do not want to play. So ladies and gentlemen, we have our 2nd D card here. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and only play cards you are telling me to play, because it goes together. I have a video talking about the lovely Broom deck that all the synergy looks beautiful and it should go together, but it doesn't. It gets spanked. The deck gets destroyed really quickly. I was pretty sad about it, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a good deck. I thought it was gonna be a good deck. Next up, we have 3 costing, not inkable, but it's a Plasma Blaster. You exert it, you pay 2, and you deal 1 damage to target character. Now, this card, personally, has done justice for me. Again, even though it's not inkable, it has done justice for me, and I love this card. This card with Hans is automatically 2 damage. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. It's Beautiful card. And then there's another card like Robin Hood that's 3 damage. We'll talk about that soon. Next up we have a 2-cost inkable Prince Eric. He is a 1/3 with a challenger of 2. So therefore when he challenges a card, he will become a 3/3 with 1 ink. Him being a 2-cost character right away. Him being a 2-cost character, I will have to put him in the B tier. I'll have to put him in the B tier because he's a little squishy. But if he had maybe 1 more lore, I would put him in A. But him being a 2nd turn character is not bad. I think that's pretty good. Next up, which we're almost done, guys, is Ransack. Ransack is you draw 2 cards and you discard 2 cards. At this point in time, this card is okay. It is inkable. It only costs 2. But at this point in time, in this, if I was only playing first chapter, it would be meh. Meh. So I'm going to actually put this card in C later on in the series. So I'll do the next one with Into the Floodlands. Sorry, that's Into the Inklands. Rise of the Floodborn is the next set, and then I'll have the first chapter and that one in here together to see how they coincide together. And so unfortunately the videos will get longer and longer, but they will be better and better. I'll tell you that right now. Cool. So with that said, we shall move over to the Robin Hood that I was telling you about. He is not inkable, 2 cost, but when you exert him, you can deal 1 damage to a target character. So you have him, Hans, and Plasma Rifle all on the field. 3 damage. Goodbye to most characters. And then you bring out the blast cannon. You know, you bring out that cannon doing 2 more damage. Yeah, but since he's not inkable, I'm going to have to put him in the B tier. Because he could be better, but he's not. So, yeah. Press the wrong button. Sorry, guys. I have my little guy right here. Press the wrong button. Next up, we have, all right, now we're going to have like 3 Simbas coming back to back. I'm letting you know right now. All 3 Simbas, all 3 different things. It's kind of crazy. Here we go. First Simba is a 1-cost, first turn play. He's inkable, 1/2. When it comes to play, you may draw a card and discard a card. You may. It's not, you don't have to. You may. And you get 1 lore. So this is his first play, and he's real quick, fast. Boom, let's put him up there. Let's put him up there. Let's put him up in the A tier. I know, sounds crazy. Put him up in the A tier. Next Simba is a 7-cost, inkable, 4 attack, 6 defense. He has a challenger of 4, making him an 8/6 with 2 lore. And hold on. Oh, what does that say? Something about evasive. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to increase this card. Ready? Ooh, it says during your turn, this character gains. Oh, and this character gains evasive. Ooh. Oh, okay. Before I had him, you know what? I had him in C tier, but I think I'm gonna put him in B tier. I think we're gonna put him in B tier because he's not. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. I have evasiveness on my turn, therefore I can attack evasive characters with 8 attack. Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's not bad. Let's throw him in the B tier. Throw him in B tier. Now we have this Simba, which you gain 1 lore if you banish a challenged character. He has 2 lore, and he is a 5/3/5 with he's not inkable. I'm gonna have to put him down in C. I'm sorry, guys. I'll see you later. Sorry. I have to. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me, guys. Don't be mad at me. It's a good card. It's just not the best because I'll show you later on why. I'll explain why. All right. Next up, we have Smash. Inkable. 3 lore. Sorry. Smashable is 3 ink, not 3 lore. 3 ink. inkable, and he does 3 damage to chosen character. This card, like, all you need is 4 ink to do 5 points of damage. Let's put that smash, which is, I've seen in multiple decks still to this day. That's why it's going to be S tier. It's one of my favorite S tier cards that I have. Now Starkey, which is a lackey from Captain Hook. He's a 5 cost. He is inkable. He has 5 attack and 4 defense, but he gets an extra lore, meaning he'll have 2 lore if Captain Hook is on the field. Now, we discussed how I don't want my hand forced. I need to have the ability to put cards in anywhere, in any deck. So just because he has that Captain Hook thing, I gotta bring him down to C. I know it sounds crazy, but I gotta bring him down to C. And that's what I want to do. Because he's good, he's a decent card, but that little ability right there, not good. Now here we go. Here's a 6 cost. Inkable. 5 attack, 5 defense, 2 lore, and during your turn, whenever you banish a character from challenge, you gain 2 lore. So instead of gaining 1 lore like Simba would, and he's not inkable, we have Taka here, who is inkable and could gain 2 lore from attacking. Taka goes up to A for me. For me, Taka is A, and that is, again, press the wrong button. That is me. Boom, ladies and gentlemen, we have now our awesome Tinkerbell. This Tinkerbell right here. I have to actually zoom in beautifully just because she is a 6 cost, inkable, 4 attack, 5 defense. You can shift her for 4. And when this card comes to play, you deal 1 damage to each opponent. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opponent character. Ooh, boy. If she's not a S tier card, I don't know what is. And then to prove it, we have the shift, which is 3, and the shift here is 4. So all you need is 1 more lore, and 1 more ink, and you could have that strong Tinkerbell. We have this Tinkerbell right here, which is a 3 cost, 2 attack, 4 defense, and she is inkable. When you exert her, you may draw a card and discard a card. Cute, not bad. I think that's pretty good if you need to get that last ink. If you need to get that last ink, that would be really good. But she is a little squishy. I'm actually going to put her, you know what? I'm actually going to put, I did put her in B tier before, but you know what? I'm actually going to move her up into A tier. I'm going to move her up into A tier. Yeah. There we go. If I'm correct, that's all for now. Yes? All right, guys. Thank you all for stopping by for 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, the whole video. I hope you guys have a great week, and there will be more videos like this to come. At least 3 more. Until then, peace out, have a great day, and love you all. Don't forget to follow the Lore Mages homepage and all the other 2 Lore Mages that are out there. Thank you, which is Sapphire, Enchanted Sapphire, and the Ruby Raider. Catch you guys later. Peace.